And the final speaker for this session is Violina Stamtcheva from the European Parliament, Terminology Coordination Unit, and she's going to introduce the IATE too, not just a pretty new face.
Thank you very much. Okay, hello everybody. My name is Violina Stamtcheva. I represent here not only the European Parliament, as has been announced, but actually all EU institutions that have been collaborating to the development of the new IATE. And as you will see from the features that I will present, it is not just a redo or a facelift. It has been improved significantly. Maybe it's not that visible in the public part. That is in production as from last Monday, by the way. But in a lot of functionalities that were important and massively used by all those users who feed the database, namely translators and terminologists in the EU institutions. So this is our new interface. And as you can see, we have the new logo. And I'll start directly with all improvements without saying there was anything about the over 2 years of work, hard work of, on one side, the task force inserted or established to help develop the new database, and the developers team, the technicians and developers standing behind this big effort. However, it was really a big bulk of work with a lot of problems, but here it is. So, before we had two databases, the public IATE and the internal IATE, which meant that they were physically separated on two different servers, and public IATE worked kind of independently, however was mirrored or updated regularly so that public could see all the data without the non-validated ones. Now we have one single database that is technically not based on Oracle anymore. Maybe that's why it's possible to do it like this way. I'm not a technical person, so I'm not going to explain this. However, it is one single database with different sections or with different visibilities that is managed completely through the user profiles, which makes it more dynamic and gives more possibilities to the public part. So what you will be able to see in the public part, I will explain in the few slides coming. So we have a multilingual interface, a new interface, as you can see, with in the right-hand corner with the possibility of an EU login. Any external person could also request and have an EU login. Which means that you will get then not an anonymous but a basic account in IATE through that. And you will be able to use some more filters for searches, let's say, part of the advanced search. Well, you will see a little bit more data as well. So in the first interface, you have also some basic statistical data and a general information. Let's go to the search interface. Here, surrounded in red areas, I will explain a little bit. First of all, if you click on the right-hand corner to this expand collapse button, you will open what you can see in the down part of the site, which is the extended search criteria. One of the big improvements or steps forward are that you can now search not only in term fields but in all data fields, which is brilliant for searches if you want to search in definitions or references or context in the look for terms that you can't find through the normal search and term fields. Again, like until now, you have to set a language pair or language combination in order to start a search. You will be able to save preferences as it was before, but this is going to be improved. And you can save now, not only that you will be able to see your last queries, but you will be able to save your most current queries or more often used queries in order to redo them every now and then. So we have an improved hit list view, which means that, first of all, you have more information, a little bit more information already in the hit list. Here, you can see that if you type in like cryptocurrency with a dash, you will see a warning that this is actually redirected from your search, but the correct term is without a dash. And you have, at the right-hand side, you have the rating or the reliability value. You have new icons for definitions, notes, references, etc. You see the owner institution or the creating institution here. And you have a very nice, again, feature, the expand collapse button next to each language. Another new information is, as you can see, this little anchor next to the English language code. This means that English here is the anchor language for this entry, meaning anchor language is the language in which the entry was created and for which the definition is relevant. So, clicking beside each language on the expand collapse button, you can already from the hit list. I had to go back. I'm sorry. You can expand some of the languages already in the hit list without going in the full entry view. So here you can see the hit list view once more. Here you have, I have chosen an entry where you can see also the evaluation markers like preferred or deprecated, which are now a little bit more visible, more, well, they look better, you can see them at once. And then you can, as I said, with this expand collapse button, you can expand only some languages that you would like to see more in detail already in the hit list. And you will see the whole information for those languages without having to go into detailed view. And you have this, I'm going to show, I'm going to open IATE just in a minute to show you the real-time statistics, because it is really exciting. Not only that you have real-time statistics, but you can see it also in different forms, like either as a pie chart or in columns or in a bar chart or in a single Excel table. So that you can consult and use statistics for different purposes. And then this belongs to the public part, apart from the download feature, which I will show a little bit later. For EU internal users, so for the main feeders of IATE, we have a set of very nice new features, like a hit list, targeted and filtered, that you can export as in an Excel for different purposes, either for project creation or for a batch update or batch modifications in general. For data entry, you will have a quick and we will have a quick and a full mode that I will show. A full preview that is printable, but also you can at any time go back to modification. We have now a much earlier duplicate detection and a very nice feature of direct retrieval of URLex references. So this is the look of the quick mode for creation. It is meant to be a replacement of a diversity of macros we use to feed it on the fly while translating. A lot of our terminologists are also translators. That's why they need sometimes to store data without necessarily being able to complete the whole entry. So here you have a basic set of mandatory fields that are partly preset, like the reliability value, but others are marked with an asterisk, and you can't create the entry without completing them. In the down right-hand side, you have an option to browse through the domains. This time, and this is new also in IATE, you have all domains from the Eurovoc thesaurus with the option to choose until the very last non-descriptor in Eurovoc. So it will be a much more dynamic, and this you could use also for the search, which makes the database much more dynamic. First of all, for filtering results in the search, but also for specifying domains for newly created entries. And you can, if you decide that you can spend a little bit more time on your entry that you've just started in quick entry, you can switch directly, because it's like a tab system. You can switch directly to full mode. All your data inserted up to then are saved and transferred to the full form, which was not evident in the old version, I can assure you. And here you can see that you have the full set of data fields that you can populate according to the information you have gathered up to that point. Here you have, if you decide to create a monolingual entry, you just click on the language code of the target language, and you can remove the whole column, and then you have just one language with all the fields to populate, so that you can create also a one language entry. Here is the domain selection in Eurovoc, as I mentioned. Maybe it's a little bit small, but so you can see that you can expand each domain, and wherever you see the corresponding symbol, you can expand further those levels and sub-levels until you get to the domain you need. You get a warning when you don't have populated mandatory fields, and the system doesn't allow you to create an entry with missing information in the mandatory fields. And you have some other features, like a very good list with filtering possibilities for collections, which are very important in our project work. We work also with collections, especially topical collections, some outsourced lists of terms that are, let's say, sent to national experts, and we have also collections of protected data for different purposes, and this would make our life much, much easier. We have a very much improved feature for batch operations, where we can now attach different, let's say, different other documents, related documents to a whole collection. We can batch operate collections, like removing or attaching additional markers to it. And we will have also, because this is still in development, the merging functionality and options, we will have there more possibilities to operate in a more flexible way. And then we will have an improved import feature that is almost there. In the December session of the task force, we will discuss the merging and import feature. Which is you just, you take the template, you populate it, and you just drag and drop it into the import. Okay. And the same goes for our very nice term recognition module, which, with the help of which you can create text-related term bases. You know, in public IATE you can download the whole database. For that, if I have 1 minute later, I can show how you can retrieve, how you can filter the data once you have downloaded them. Because there's a very nice feature that it's a very small Java app that you download, and with it you can filter and export subsets of the database once you have downloaded it from the public IATE. With the term recognition module, you can feed it with a simple drag and drop, as you can see on screen, to make databases, or term bases actually, to import in your CAT tool. So here you drag and drop, or you upload related text, which is very nice if you have a set of related text to translate and you want to use consistently the same terminology. You process them through the term recognition module, and then you go to the tab Retrieve TRM, and you will see then your ready database that you integrate. You can set the retrieval to be either in TBX, or for the moment TBX or SDLTB, and you will be then able to integrate it into your CAT tool. And what else? Okay, we have a responsive design, so you don't need an app to download. You will be able to see it on your tablet, mobile phone, and any kind of screen you use. It has a much improved and quite sophisticated screen reader possibility or functionality, so that visually impaired people can use IATE as well. We will have also the ergonomic feature of improved hotkey combinations for current or frequently used operations. There will be an internal communication tool with the feature to add tasks and comments to different entries or terms, which is an important feature for us for corrections. If somebody spots a mistake, they just click a button and we receive the message then with which we could improve, react or follow up quickly to what is asked or remarked in this feature. And finally, but not last, we will, and this will be in development in January, we will have a project management module which will improve the cooperation between all institutions who do terminology for the EU. With task allocation possibilities. Let's say we want to start a project on migration, and we decided to cooperate with between the Parliament and the Council, which we do quite often actually in projects. So we do it directly in IATE. We create a project, we spread the tasks and allocate them to different terminologies, and we will have a watch function just to see who has done what, so that you can intervene after them, etc., etc. A lot of contextual help with screen tips and hover boxes, and an improved and up-to-date IATE handbook. Here, thank you very much for your attention. Here you can see all the collaborating institutions which put their efforts into the development of this new IATE. I hope you will enjoy it. I hope that you, since we have also an improved feedback function in public IATE, I hope that we'll get a lot of good but even bad feedback, which will help us to improve it even more. And now, if I have 1 more minute, I would like to like to show it on screen live. So this is the interface that you get when you log in as a public user. This is the information page. And if you scroll down here, you can see the information, the download feature with an explanation how to download the jar file so that you can then download subsets apart from the big database. You have the normal FAQ, the IATE brochure. Here you can also have the key for IATE APIs. And what else did I want to show? Yeah, oh, I'm sorry. Here, if you go to the information button, here you will see general information again, and you can see the statistics, which is really looking nice. Here, as I said, you can see it as a pie chart, but also as a bar chart or as a table, as you wish, and retrieve data for different purposes from them. Okay, thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you. Are there any questions?
Yes.
I don't have to ask you about an API because I know you have one.
Yes.
But I can ask about, are you planning to have images or videos to supplement the definitions of terms?
Yes. Is there another question?
That's one more. There's about this Eurovoc domain selection. If this is connected to an autocomplete based on what is in the definition.
About the latter, I don't know it. I don't think it's related in this sense. I think that you have to do a search in the definition field and then try to find out the domain with the normal expand domains function. About pictures, images, or formula, yes. There is already an improved attachment feature in our internal version with which we can upload different types of documents and images to definitions or to entries in general. That will be visible on demand, not necessarily in the first view, but once you open the detailed view, you will be able to retrieve the images and look at it to illustrate the definition or whatever it is. Sometimes it's determined in one language that's more specific, or yeah, there are different scenarios to that.
Okay, thank you. Any other question? Okay, then I think we can continue asking questions during the coffee break. Thank you very much.
Thank you again.